Hello everyone, as with you always, this is Rich doing another video tonight on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful evening wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from Daniel. Retail sentiment has largely capitulated, creating favorable conditions for a rebound. Institutional influence dominates current crypto markets. Today's market is led by institutional actors. You know what's so different that's about to happen this time around? This run-up is going to be fueled by institutional money and retail money. We've never seen that in the past. Back in 2017, 2018, that was all retail. Same thing with 2021. But everybody keeps looking to the past to see how high XRP can go this time around. I think we're going to go a lot higher than what people are predicting, because that institutional money, it's going to far outweigh retail money. According to Canary Capital CEO Stephen McClurg, XRP is capturing roughly 50% of all new capital flowing into altcoin ETFs. And again, you see it with the ETFs. What that really shows us is the demand for XRP. And institutions, they're now looking past Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're looking down the rest of these cryptocurrencies. And that's another game changer for this cycle. We didn't have ETFs back in 2021 or 2017, 2018. And the ETFs, all they're doing is taking more and more XRP out of circulation. XRP's measured move target above $15 goes unchanged. The breakout that took place in late 2024 hints at another 10x being possible to those price levels. But why is everybody now looking into 2027? You know, everybody was first saying expect it all to happen by December 2025. Remember that. Then people said it's more likely to happen in January. Then it was May. Now, all of a sudden, everybody's like, it's going to happen towards the end of this year. Once that market structure bill gets put in place, that's it. We're going to start to see institutional adoption. We're going to start to see the rise of tokenization. That's all going to happen before the end of 2026. You're not going to have to wait for XRP to break out until next year. And this comes from Black Swan Capitalist. A massive M&A cycle is coming. Insider scoop, Amazon was looking into Chevron. They don't just want oil. They want a control of the world's largest supply chain. Interesting side note, Amazon partnered with Ripple to use XRP. Wait until all that value hits the blockchain. But we don't know if Ripple and Amazon are actually partnered up. Remember, AWS is different than Amazon. So here's the AI overview. As of early 2026, there is no official confirmation that Amazon uses XRP for consumer payments, but Amazon Web Services has partnered with Ripple to explore AI-driven improvements for the XRP ledger. While some reports suggest AWS lists Ripple for cross-border payment tools, direct integration of XRP for e-commerce remains speculative. Active collaboration, AWS is exploring the use of Amazon Bedrock to monitor and analyze the XRP ledger, aiming to speed up network investigations. Now, I do believe there is probably already an NDA between Amazon and Ripple. And the fact that AWS is working with Ripple already, that gives you a good idea that this is most likely bigger than what we think. because usually we only get pieces of the actual story. You know, they drop a hint here or a hint there. But I think something bigger is going on between Amazon and Ripple. Why? Because the XRP ledger can bridge any asset or currency. XRP can bridge anything value. So you see it here: ETH, Bitcoin, etc. Sender, digital asset exchange into XRP, back to a digital asset exchange to the receiver. So it could go, you could send Bitcoin across the XRP ledger. You can move Bitcoin utilizing XRP. And yet people still don't want to believe it. But fiat can even be bridged through XRP as well. It bridges anything of value. And why would Amazon not utilize something like XRP? It would definitely broaden their entire payment system, and it would speed everything up at the same time. XRP can easily hit $100, but $10,000 is impossible. So now this is a new narrative that I've seen other people also say on X. Realistically, XRP is going to $100, but $10,000 is out of the question. And then right away they cite market cap and beyond that. But think about it like this. If you're going to be moving all of this value on a daily basis, how could you do it with $100 XRP? It's not possible. It has to be higher than $100. And $10,000, I think that was a value that people chose a long time ago. The Riddlers were talking about a $10,000 XRP for years now. And Jimmy Valley as well. He fueled that also. I think XRP is going to hit 5 digits. I think it's very possible for that to happen. It has to serve 8 billion plus people. And think about the value coming on chain. You know, first it was $10,000 based on cross-border payments. That alone was taking us to $10,000. That was before everybody was talking about tokenization and all that value coming on chain. This is trillions upon trillions of dollars worth of assets. Then you start to look beyond that and unlocking the Nostro-Vostro accounts, the derivatives market, and so on. XRP, in my opinion, it will hit 5 digits. Listen carefully to what President Trump says. The entire world is about to change. The Great Reset is here.
And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world.
So with what's going on in Iran, there's a whole bunch of things trending right now. World War III is one of them. I don't think we will see World War III. We are in a currency war right now, an AI war as well. The Great Reset is definitely happening. Everybody thinks the Great Reset was canceled. I still don't understand that. Where's the proof that this was canceled? You still seen all the billionaires meet up at Davos this year, didn't you? Well, those are the people that are plotting out the Great Reset. And I think the Great Reset was put in motion all the way back in like 2016. Remember when President Trump was the president last time around? They were talking about a digital dollar back then, central bank digital currency back then as well. The only narrative that changed is we went from a central bank digital currency to a stable coin. And a stable coin can be used the same way as a central bank digital currency. Only the issuer changes in that scenario. That's it. We are still on track for a central bank digital currency. It's just going to happen under another name, another title. But you could see we're still headed in the same direction as we were 2 years ago, 4 years ago. And even Smoke pointed out a federal CBDC would be legally compatible with existing UCC law on day one. The current UCC's provisions related to deposit accounts do nothing to halt the use of a programmable central bank digital currency. As such, if a U.S. CBDC were created by a federal law tomorrow, it would instantly be compatible with many parts of the existing commercial code. He goes on to say, yes, there will eventually be a U.S. central bank digital currency. I just don't think it's going to happen under President Trump. I think it's going to be the next president that announces a central bank digital currency. If you really want to eliminate the possibility of a central bank digital currency, eliminate the Fed, because that's who would be launching a CBDC here in the United States. But I think they just kicked the can down the road on a CBDC for now. But this is all part of the Great Reset, and the timeline for the Great Reset goes all the way up to 2030. But a lot of things are going to be reset along the way. The principles that we enforce are the ones that are going to be enforced no matter what technology you decide to use. Take a listen to Hester Pierce here on AI agents.
One approach that we, I think, can't take, and we did try to take this in the last administration, was we tried to write a rule that would capture AI technology and how investment advisors and broker-dealers might be using AI technology. And it ended up being a really hard rule to write. It ended up being very overbroad in terms of the technology it covered. It was very clunky in the way it worked, and we got really negative feedback. I mean, even negative by, some of those crypto rulemakings or attempts to pull in crypto through rulemakings got very negative feedback. But this one, it was really almost universally negative feedback. And I think it was a cautionary tale for us, right? You can't try to write bespoke rules for every new technology that comes along. But at the same time, the principles that we enforce are ones that are going to be enforced no matter what technology you decide to use. So I think some of these AI agents are really interesting, but I think people should assume that as you decide to use those, you will still be responsible for what they do. And so you ought to think about what sort of parameters you're building in to govern their activity.
So if you're using an AI agent, you're responsible for what that AI agent does. But we're all going to have AI agents in the future. They're going to be handling all your bills for you. They're also going to be earning money for you off of your crypto. I always said that at some point you will have all the time to do all the things you ever wanted to do because your AI agent will be working for you at the same time. AI tool flags major XRP ledger flaw that could have let hackers drain users' XRP. Attackers could have drained funds on the XRP ledger due to a bug in the network's proposed batch amendment. Security researcher, aided by an AI auditing tool, Apex, identified the flaw before the amendment was approved. Developers quickly released the fix to turn off the vulnerable feature and prevent exploitation. XRP Ledger Labs has adopted AI-assisted audits to detect similar logic errors across the code base. So they're already utilizing AI with the XRP Ledger. You see the rise of AI already happening, and it's going to really advance over the next year or two. I'm talking like we are going to see it really start to advance because that war is still happening between the U.S. and every other country. Everybody wants to be the leader in AI. Me personally, I think they're moving way too quick with AI right now. But AI is also part of the Great Reset. The new financial system is also going to be fully automated. Humans are not going to be part of the new financial system. It's all going to be ran by AI. How are you going to handle all the micropayments that are happening on a daily basis, keeping track of all of that, making sure everything is flowing the way it should. I even believe quantum computers will be here way before 2030, because I think quantum computers are also going to be part of the new financial system. And they're also part of the Great Reset as well. All of this is coming together at a specific time for a reason. And you're invested in it. So this is how you enrich yourself before it all happens, because XRP and these other utility-driven cryptocurrencies, they're going to run up into this. The prices they're going to price retail out before 2028. I think by next year, XRP is already going to be a 4-digit asset with the direction we're already going in. And look at all the catalysts that are lined up for it at the same time. You're not going to have to wait long for a very expensive XRP, is what I'm telling you. Everybody thinks that when somebody says 2030, that's when the flip of the switch is going to happen. That's when XRP is going to reach high prices. No, it's going to start now, and it's going to run up into 2030. If that was the case, we would all buy in December of 2029 and then just get rich in 2030. You have to be holding now if you want to not get priced out very soon. But until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.